Hello everyone, Anita here and welcome to another art chat. Now today we have like a little bit of an unplanned video because, well, if you're not aware, I have been in Poland a while back and, well, I took some stuff with me just in case I wanted to paint. And I'm actually preparing to do the 52-week illustration challenge piece and I was unpacking. And so I figured, you know what? That's a perfect opportunity to actually talk about my travel set, the things I take with me when I travel, because I love watching videos like that. So why not make my own, right? So I am very minimalistic with taking my things, because I usually travel very light. I have like just a really small luggage with me, and this was the case in this time as well. And so I had to really think about the things I wanted to take. So as you can see, I have a really little tiny sketchbook with me and just a little pouch with some stuff. I already unpacked my pencil, so this one is actually clean. Let me see if I'm actually pointing it. This one is actually clean, but most of these things are completely dirty because I took this set with me to the beach. And of course, beach, sand completely everywhere. I didn't even notice when everything got dirty. There's a little bit of sand here still. But yeah, so these are basically the things I take with me. As you can see, it's a very small package. It will fit anywhere. And I'm actually pretty proud of the assemblage, if that's even a word, the things I took with me. So let's maybe first tackle the sketchbook because that's the smallest. And yeah. So I actually, as you guys know, I don't really sketch that much and my sketchbooks are rather big. So I had a bit of a problem, like what am I going to take with me on a trip that has to be small and thin and fit pretty much anywhere. And initially I wanted to take a handmade sketchbook. I just wanted to cut some watercolor paper and just bind it and take it with me, but I didn't have enough time. This was a very, very quick trip. I found out about the fact that I'm going on Friday actually, and I was going on Monday, so that's unusual. I usually have like a plan a few months in advance. And so in between the videos I had to make and paintings, there was just no time for a sketchbook. So I went through my old things. I have this little cabinet in the living room where I still keep some of my stuff. And there was this sketchbook here. And this is a Winsor&Newton sketchbook. Now, this thing is really old. I bought it 5 years ago, at least. And it's really, really dirty. I hope it's showing, but it's really, really dirty. And there's also the paper that's inside. It's not watercolor paper. It's a little bit like a Bristol paper, or yeah, it's hard to say, but it's very smooth, rather thin paper. I would say maybe less than 150 gram for sure. So not very heavy. It's perforated here on the side, so you can easily take it out. And this one is actually much thinner than it would normally be because I took a lot of the pages out, as this thing was just a sketchbook slash notebook slash just an inspiration book, and I wanted to be nice and clean because stuff in that was very, very old and very messy and just yeah. So as you can see, I haven't been painting quite a lot on my stay. I did some peonies, just some really tiny sketches of some random character and this mermaid, an amber, a gathering mermaid. And I have to say, because this thing is painted in watercolor, I was quite afraid that this paper wouldn't take watercolor well, but I am very happy to say that it did. It's not a watercolor paper, but it still took watercolor quite well. Of course, it will not give you gradients and amazing effects, but it was plenty for just a quick sketch on the beach. Even some basic layering, so quite happy. The thing is that when I went to Poland for that trip, I wasn't even planning on painting because I had different plans, and I also wanted to just kind of take a break from painting and rest. But the reason why I took these is because, you know, your plans not always come the way you want them to, and I knew that the moment I didn't have anything to paint, I would want to paint, so I came prepared. So the other thing I have is this little pouch, and this is just something I got at a stationery store here in Holland. For those of you who are Dutch, it's at Hema. It's this, you know, just a store where you can buy all kinds of stuff, and they have quite cute little thingies, and they have these pouches, so it's a perfect pouch for anything you want to, any kind of, I'm looking at all the sand. Yeah, so for any stationary things you want to put in it, and also it's waterproof, so at least as far as I'm concerned. Of course, if you dumped a lot of water on it, it would probably, you know, wouldn't work, but it was plenty for the beach. So I have my everything is covered in sand, so bear that in mind. I just came back. I didn't really have a chance to clean it up yet. So what I have inside is this little Winsor&Newton watercolor set. I have my it's completely covered in sand. I have my handy eraser, my favorite one. I have my blue pencil. This one is already covered in sand, but it was clean. I have my white gel pen, and this is just a Uniball SIGNO, not the broad one, just the regular one. It's not as good as the broad one, but it's fine for a trip. Then I have, oh, this is something that I took just in case the watercolors wouldn't work on the paper. So I took these two edding brush pens that I've been just using recently, and they're quite nice, covered in sand, but quite nice. It's funny because the sand is under the cap, and oh yeah, they're open from the top. Okay, because I didn't even uncap this one, so I used this one a little bit. Okay, and the last but not least, among the tons of sun, is this water pen I have, and it's just a cheap watercolor pen that I've ordered online. It's not exactly my first choice of a water brush because it doesn't have this little cap here in the middle somewhere that prevents the water from flowing constantly from your brush tip. But it's, you know, it's perfect. Just to take it, and it worked really well, so I'm happy. And then I have this little bottle here, and that bottle is filled with water, and this is just something I take with me, and it's covered in sand to fill the water brush, so I don't have to worry about you know, water, just carrying a bottle with me. I just have this tiny little bottle with a dropper, and I used half of it during the trip. I didn't refill it once. And then once I'm done, basically, okay, let's start from the beginning. Basically what I do is I use the dropper to put the I can't talk, guys. To put the water inside the little container here. And then when I'm done, I just put the water back in the bottle, so I have plenty. So these are the utensils I've been using. And then in the watercolor palette, I have to clean it, it's covered in sand. I have my, whoa. Yeah, I'm not worried, it's watercolor. It's really, nothing will kill watercolor. But these are the colors from my usual Van Gogh palette. I just took the colors that I use the most, and I put them in the smaller palette. And then I filled in the gaps, because I think when I was picking up the colors, I picked these and these, and I had two slots left, and so I just chose the greens because I had to fill it with something, and I figured, you know, at least I wouldn't have to worry about mixing the greens. I didn't end up using them, but it's always good to have them. If you already have slots, you know, the little spaces left, why not? So yeah, the colors I have here are basically all the shades of browns I use. So we have burnt sienna, burnt umber, I think this is sepia, Payne's gray, what is that? I forgot. But then we have the cadmium yellow, I think. And then we have olive green, permanent green, phthalo and Prussian blue. We have the quinacridone rose, which I absolutely love, and madder lake. And notice, I'm learning my colors. I was so proud of myself when I was describing them. So yeah, so that's it. I'm going to clean that up now. Hopefully it's not going to sit in the watercolor or affect the paper. That would suck. But yeah, that's unfortunately, you know, the kind of hazards that you have to deal with when you're going to the beach. And I do not regret anything because I had so much fun, plenty of fun. And seriously, I actually got burned on my, this you can see a little, again, I have a little sleeve here. Because I got burned while painting. I was just sitting in the sun and painting and paint, you know, one of those. And it was so nice. It was so nice, guys. It's just unbelievably awesome. And yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've got inspired. Maybe, you know, if you have any other tips for travel sets like this one, please let me know in the comments below. I always like to improve on the setup. I'm especially happy with this little bottle thing that I came up with a few years back that made my life much easier. And yeah, so thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!